United planned summer spend. Hakimi happy to return. PSG face an era-defining match. Serie A is cancelled, and a transfer roundup all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Froelich, you are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. First off, Manchester United are planning a summer spending spree. All of that on top of the fact they've managed to keep Tahith Chong at the club for a little while longer. The youth prospect has signed a new deal, meaning the likes of Inter Milan and Juventus won't get their hands on him just yet. But back to the big money spending, and last week we broke the story that Birmingham youngster Jude Bellingham is going to be moving to Borussia Dortmund. That doesn't look quite to be true just yet, even though he also did say that apparently he wasn't too interested in moving to Old Trafford. This has completely been scrapped. Yesterday he was pictured at Carrington Training Ground, the home training ground of Manchester United, and apparently his parents met with Sir Alex Ferguson, Ed Woodward, and he had a massive tour of the grounds. This looks like he'll probably be moving to United in the summer. Now, of course, he is only 16 years old and can't actually sign a professional contract until he turns 17, which is in June. Still, that hasn't stopped a whole host of European clubs being really interested in the attacking midfielder. So if they're going to go and spend about 30 to 35 million for him, well, the rest of the money made up to around 100 million, which is about 60 to 65, could be spent on Jack Grealish. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bruno Fernandes has been bought in. He's absolutely brilliant. Why on earth would any Grealish as well? Well, the more the merrier. Both are absolutely quality players. Grealish has all that Premier League experience, and both of them alongside each other, United really could become an attacking threat. The problem is for Aston Villa that they may not be able to hold on to Jack Grealish because it looks like they might get relegated. They're absolutely hammered last night against Leicester as Harvey Barnes and Jamie Vardy scored 2 each to put their cross-county rivals to the sword. Well, Dean Smith's side face relegation, and it means they may not be able to hold on to their club captain. Grealish is Villa through and through. He absolutely loves them, but when it comes to playing in the Premier League, and especially if he wants to be playing in the Euros in the summer and in the England squad in the years to come, he needs to be playing at the highest level in England's highest competition. So Manchester United to be hoping that both of these signings in the summer can push them into the Champions League. That's if they're not already in it, because we've still got a few games left to play this season. So talking of the UEFA Champions League, we've teamed up with our friends over at Expedia to give you guys a chance to win tickets to the UEFA Champions League Final in Istanbul through their Play the City competition. Through Play the City, Expedia is inspiring travelling fans to become fans of travel by experiencing more of the cities that play host to some of football's greatest moments and creating unforgettable memories along the way.
Play the City and book your flights, hotels and activities with Expedia at All Protected.
The competition finishes on March the 19th, so what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below for you to test your knowledge against football fans from all over the world and win an unforgettable experience in the UEFA Champions League Final and everything that Istanbul has to offer. So next up, and to Achraf Hakimi, the Dortmund fullback who's been on loan from Real Madrid for 2 seasons and said he'd be happy to return. Now, this is a rather odd situation because since moving to Dortmund, he's proved himself to be an unbelievable fullback. He flies forward and he probably helps the attack more than he helps the defence, as evident with his 10 goals since joining Dortmund. The thing is, if he returns, I really hope for his own sake he doesn't return to battle it out with other squad players. Real Madrid have got Ferland Mendy and Marcelo at left back. They've got Dani Carvajal at right back and Odriozola, who's currently on loan at Bayern Munich. Surely Hakimi doesn't want to go back to just kind of fight for a place and play every 1 in 3 games. He said he's super grateful to Zinedine Zidane for helping him play professional football in the first place, and he obviously loves the club. He calls Real Madrid home. But if things don't work out at Dortmund, he moves back to Real Madrid. He says that he wants to start a story at a new great European club if he does not get the game time. What do you guys think? Personally, from what I've seen of Hakimi, he's unbelievable. Like, he's so young, he's so quick, he's got so much potential that most top sides in Europe would love to have a flying fullback like him. Especially, as I mentioned earlier, that he can play on both sides of the defence as well. But talking of Hakimi and his Dortmund side, they play PSG tonight in the Champions League. Behind closed doors, of course, because of worries over the coronavirus. But for PSG, this is an era-defining moment. I don't want to build it up and put too much pressure on PSG, but it really is. If they lose this game, they're 2-1 down from the first leg thanks to Erling Haaland's 2 goals. If they lose this game, this will be another year out of the Champions League, but it will be another year out of the Champions League whilst they had Neymar in the team. This has been their excuse for the last 2 seasons. Neymar's injured. We didn't have our best players. He's here. He's in the squad. He's got to do the business. If he doesn't, I'm wondering whether we could see the end of Neymar at PSG, the end of Mbappe at PSG, maybe even the end of the investment in the project at PSG, that whatever players they sign, they just cannot go far in the Champions League. Of course, this could be the absolute opposite tonight, and both of them could run riot up front against Dortmund's defence and score like 4 or 5 goals. Can't see it happening, but who knows? Let me know actually your predictions in the comment section below for tonight's bumper game between PSG and Dortmund. Anyway, you guys let me know your predictions in the comment section for the massive game between PSG and Dortmund tomorrow night. So moving on, next up, and you must be well aware of the effect of the coronavirus is having on world football, certainly European football at the moment, and it seems like Serie A have taken massive precautions to stop the spread. The league has been cancelled until the 3rd of April at least. The sporting minister yesterday said that to try and contain the spread of the coronavirus, they're not only shutting down the football, but all sporting activity in the country. Italy has been one of the worst affected areas, and it looks like there may be a call from UEFA to decide the future of Italian clubs in Europe as well, because the likes of Juventus are probably going to progress through to the next round, despite the fact they're 1-0 down to Lyon. And even in France, where a few games have been called off as well, it's difficult to envisage those teams having their country's league called off, but then moving to other countries to play Champions League games. Anyway, alongside this, it's affecting games elsewhere, as Olympiacos Wolves has been ordered to be played behind closed doors in the Europa League on Thursday, and so has Sevilla against Rome. As we do mention it, we obviously hope that you guys are staying safe, and football fans travelling to games, make sure that you do try and stay as healthy as possible. So lastly but not least, we come to a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news, where Arsenal are still interested in PSG's out of contract in the summer defender Levan Kurzawa. Willian has admitted he doesn't know where his future lies after talks on a new contract at Chelsea have stalled. Floyd Mayweather Jr., the boxer, is apparently interested in investing in Newcastle United, and Sean Dyche has said that winger Dwight McNeil doesn't get the recognition he deserves because he doesn't play for a fashionable club. You know what, Sean Dyche? Why don't you just sell him then? So there you have it for today's daily news. Let me know your thoughts down below. Smash the like button whilst you're there, and also click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, I will see you guys later.